That's something I've been wanting to get out on camera for years.
For real, dude. And
like that, Oliver Anthony said something in like 2.5 minutes that I've been trying to tell people for 20 years.
Hey, blast off, I can talk my ass off. Hey, Smokey, what you seen, and I'll tell you what I saw. Hollywood, what you think, and I'll tell you what I thought. And we can talk about it all when we here on Trash Talk. Hey.
What's going on, everybody? We're back with another episode of the Trash Talkers Podcast.
We made it.
We made it.
Yeah, we did.
What's up with you, bro?
Oh, man. Not a lot, man. I've been intrigued by the song that we're going to be talking about today. I'll tell you that.
I feel you, man.
Trying to, this guy just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, and he's talking about Oliver Anthony, and we're both intrigued by this song. And shout out to the Trash Talkers, because you guys came out and left some great messages, and we're like, dude, the next podcast we got to do, let's talk about, because in the reaction we did, you said, man, we could do a 5-hour podcast.
We could.
And people were like, where's the link?
Yeah.
Well, here we are.
Here you go.
I can't promise 5 hours, but we can talk about it. What have I been doing? I'm getting my my house remodeled and moving some things around, so that's why we haven't been able to put out a podcast the past 2 weeks, because people on top of the roof and noise.
Yeah.
Y'all don't want to hear us talking when someone's in the back. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Yeah. But no, man. But yeah, let's get into the top 3 comments of last podcast.
Yeah, let's do that.
It's been 2 weeks. Do you remember the title of our last podcast?
Well, it'll be 3 weeks, really.
Yeah, 3 weeks ago. You're right.
I can't remember right offhand. What was it? No, I can't remember right offhand.
It was our top 3 music genres
other
than rap.
That's right.
All right. So the number 3 most liked comment
was that the last one?
Yeah.
Okay.
3 weeks ago. Number 3 most liked comment comes from Kim Zwolinski 9919. Shout out to Kim Zwolinski 9919. Says 80s hair metal, alt rock, and I love folk music. My birthday is 10/31, so we could bring that up. Your Florida. Your Florida Man stories.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Love the podcast. It's always an interesting conversation. Shout out to you, Kim.
Thank you,
Kim. The number 2 most liked comment from last podcast is from Michael Ward 5370. He says, "Love your videos, guys. If you do, check out Orgasmatron by Sepultura."
Yeah. We've been talking about that.
Huh.
Past couple, actually, I believe.
We actually just did some Sepultura not so long ago. Michael says, "I suggest you check out their live version from Barcelona in 1991.
Yeah.
And the number 1 most liked comment from that podcast is from Don Jackson 5522. Shout out to Don Jackson. He says, "I'm surprised with Hollywood's love of Pink Floyd that 60 psychedelics didn't make his list. Yeah. That would be on mine, along with ska and big band. I guess it's all about horns and sound blends for me." You're right, Don Jackson. If I had to pick a tie, it would be that 60 psychedelics.
Yeah. Hey, what a great time in music.
Yeah, dude. I mean, again, one of my favorite bands that we have to get into some more, because to me, one of the greatest albums ever recorded is by the Zombies. Literally, I can listen to it from front to back. The Odyssey and the Oracle. There's some songs on there that I want you to hear, bro. It's just like...
What's your favorite ones off there?
God, dude. A Tear for Emily is fire. A Butcher's Tale is fire. Dude, the whole album. Yeah. I can't pick one. The whole album's dope, dude.
Yeah.
It's dope. Now, Smokey, I'm sorry, but I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, man. I've been so intrigued by it. And just the popularity and how people are reacting to this song.
Listen, go ahead.
It's an amazing... Like, this guy just ascended out of nowhere, and over the course of, 2 weeks, became basically the biggest artist in the country, if not the world.
The world, yeah.
Off of this one, what is it, 3 minutes, if that?
2
minutes or something?
And even on the reaction we did, a lot of the Trash Talkers is like, bro, he's got some other gems.
Yeah, we got to get into it, yeah.
But we wanted to specifically focus on this one. And, all right, so hear me out here, bro. And listen, Trash Talkers, we've always said we try to keep politics and religion out of our videos, because there's so many...
And it's so divisive.
Yes. But we're going to kind of have to hit politics a little bit.
And here's the thing, is we have friends and associates and trash talkers who are on both sides. And then we also have ones that are not picking sides, which is where we stand. Do you agree with that?
100%.
We stand outside of the left and the right. We don't follow the ideology of one or the other. They both have some great points in certain things, and they both have really bad points in certain things. So we need to make that clear. And as far as the genre of music, we were kind of trepidatious going into it because we're not big country fans.
That's the thing. A lot of
or Appalachian folk or whatever you want to call it.
a lot of the Oliver Anthony fans said it's not country. It's more folk / bluegrass.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, other than that, what were you going to say though?
Well, I was gonna hope you were finishing what you were gonna say.
No, I just wanted to get that out of the way that we don't stand on the right or the left. We don't pick one of those sides. I personally, I can't just change my views of the world and how I feel things should be based on what a group of politicians tell you need to believe.
I agree.
I can't follow those things. And I was really happy to see and hearing from Oliver Anthony in his little talks that he does on his channel, like hearing the follow-up after this song blew up and became so popular. I just wanted to give the man a high five.
Yes,
like
man.
I was listening to him, I was like, dude, that's my dude right there.
Bro, literally, y'all know the clip I'm talking about. When someone does something cool and it's Denzel Washington, it's the meme from Training Day. He just says, "Mott." I just want to go and be like, bro, Mott, just dap you up, dog.
Finally, a voice for the voiceless that
man.
has actually reached out and jumped into the mainstream with a message that most of us can relate to. There's a portion of people in America who can't relate to that because they're on that side that he's talking about.
Well, wait, what do you mean by that? Because
there's rich politicians.
Yeah, but what is that? The 3% of the world?
Exactly. Yeah, and the rest of us are on the outside looking in, saying, "Hey, we're suffering out here. Like, dude, we're taking a nosedive out here in the real world, while you guys are, feeding off of lobbyists and making rules that fit your certain constituency.
Yeah.
While the normal people, the people out here in the real world, the people breaking their backs every day, working the overtime hours for the BS pay. Yeah, we're taking the brunt of it right to the face.
Yeah, dude. And not only that, and I want to correct myself because when we did the reaction, I said in this country. Salute to the trash talkers because it's not just in this country. This is a worldwide thing.
Yeah.
Dude. And so in the song, one line that gets me is there's many that gets me, but one that gets me is, working overtime hours for BS pay.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, inflation is so, and we can only speak from where we live at in America. We can't speak for other countries, but where we live at right now, it's like, I saw a statistic where it said if you made like $40,000 a year and you had that 10 years ago, you'd be living great. If you make $40,000 a year now, you're barely.
You're scraping by now.
You're scraping, dude. I mean, gas is $39.65 a gallon right now, bro.
Sometimes 55.
Yes.
It just keeps going up.
Just keeps going.
Like one day we're gonna pull in and be like, I'm gonna have to empty my bank account just to get to work to make more money.
It's a hamster wheel, is it not?
It is. That's the thing is our pay is not going up. And like most places, you get a raise maybe once a year or whatever it is. It's not increasing at a level that keeps up with the rate of inflation. Like it's out of hand these days. There's people losing their houses. There's people that are still working their 40 hours, maybe even more, and can't afford to live in their place anymore. I know as far as my place, I live in an older house that I paid probably, as far as rent, before 2020 was like a third less than what it is now.
God. Yeah, I'm right
like
there with
it
you.
has gone up exponentially, and it's going to continue. They're talking about, like, I get into it with the landlord, and I'm like, look, I only make so much money. I can't say, oh, well, my rent is 2 of my paychecks a week or something like that. Like, I can't afford that. What am I going to eat on? Because there's other bills. It's 105 degrees out here.
Yeah.
There's other bills I've got to take care of, or I'm going to die in this house that I'm trying to pay for.
You got to think about it, bro. You have kids.
Yeah.
Think about how many other people
that I pay for
have
every
kids.
week. Yes.
Gas, food, lights, water, energy. Like
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
and then and listen, bro, it's so hard to. I can't. I can vibe with you on having the kids thing because I don't have kids, but me living by myself, I still have to get up and work my ass off, and it's some
Yeah.
days it's like I love to cook. And it's so crazy, bro, because like late 2020, early 21, every day I'd come home from work, I'd make me some salmon, like fresh cooked meal, but it's like, damn, shit's so
afford that.
expensive now, man. It's
Yeah.
like, Godly, it's like now I'm eating ramen noodles and and I'm not looking for a pity
not
party
at all.
here at all.
Not at all. But the overall way our country takes care of its citizens could drastically improve.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like Oliver Anthony in the first of all, dude. Like Smokey said, he wanted to high five him. Reading the comments on the reactions that he did, I think he works for like a gas, like a propane thing, like a propane thing.
Hank Hill.
Yeah, but I could be wrong about that. But I saw a comment on that. But he also turned down an $8 million contract from a record company. Yeah. And think about this.
That's gangster.
But that's so gangster, bro. Let me tell you how gangster that is. He's like, okay, if I take that $8 million, I'm literally doing the polar opposite of what my song is about.
He's going against his own preaching.
100%. And to the reaction community out there, he's so for the people. Not only for him to turn down that $8 million, he could have been set. His family would have been good, but he's like, that's the point I'm trying to make. And for the reaction community, he's making the videos fully monetized. He was like, I want people to come up. So he's like, I'd be such a hypocrite if I were to go to these companies and take this $8 million. Now you see me driving in this nice Lamborghini when before I made the song I was in my good old Ford pickup truck, and it's like, I can't do that. You have to salute someone who stands on what the fuck they mean.
Absolutely. We need more people like that in this country. Here was one thing. I saw this clip of Hobson, the rapper Hobson, who has basically been perpetually underground his entire career because of his choices like that. He refuses to sign with these big labels. So he put out a song, oh man, it must have been 2011, 2012, somewhere in there. I think it was Ill Mind of Hobson 4, where he spoke out against how the industry is actually influencing kids to be like their artists. Because they want them to believe that, to make it in America. The American dream is not just having a car and paying your bills. The American dream is having Gucci suits and Rolexes. It's not. And you got to have naked women around you at all times.
None of that is American either. Gucci's Italian.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So he spoke out against that in that song, and he said that he was actually contacted. And the clip I saw didn't explain exactly who it was, but he said he was taken to this building in California. They brought him in there, and they're like, look, what you're going to do now that you got all this popularity, you see that suit? It was like this armoire or whatever. And they opened it up. It was this Gucci suit. They're like, you're going to wear that. You're going to wear that in your videos. And obviously he turned them down because he didn't want to be part of that giant corporate structure that was just making the kids believe that this is what you have to do to be happy. And now he doesn't live in America anymore.
I mean, and dude, that's so crazy because going back to Oliver Anthony, it's like #1 song right now, right? Turns down an $8 million deal. Has a song that's literally telling you how effed up this country or this world is. It's like, dude, it's like, how they try, like if you don't follow the high, you don't want our $8 million. What do you mean? Then we're gonna silence you. I hope this doesn't happen. But dude, if I would not be surprised if he just disappears because he's speaking facts.
I hope not.
And think about it. Martin Luther King speaking facts for the people, gone. Jesus for the people, gone. Malcolm X for the people, gone. JFK for the people, gone. It's like Abraham Lincoln, gone. The second you don't adhere to what the ultimate mold is of what needs to be portrayed by media, then you're gone. And I hope that doesn't happen because we need people like this. And bro, also it's so weird that why is that even a thing? Like, why they say that the one who controls images controls minds, right? Have you seen that clip where there's like 1,000 news stations. They're all saying the same thing with the propaganda. Like they're saying, have you seen?
I haven't seen that particular clip.
You haven't
no.
seen that clip where it's like a clip and it's like they're saying the words verb. I'll show it to you after.
But I mean, I get the gist of it. Yeah, that they're all using a narrative to make
there's-
sure everybody gets the exact same narrative. What you're saying?
Yes, they took like 1,000 news stations from over the country, and they're saying the exact same thing down to the pause. And it's like, why is that?
And who's feeding that?
That's right.
Who wrote that?
And who's that person's boss?
Yeah.
And then who's that person's boss?
Yeah.
It's bro.
There's definitely some rich people out here because that's the
Men
thing
North
too.
Of Richmond.
Well, yeah, that's the thing too. Is it's almost not like trickle down economics; it's trickle up economics because we're out here. Inflation keeps going up, right? And we keep pouring our money. If we had any savings, it's slowly dwindling.
Yeah.
And we just keep pouring it back into the system, and that money's going up. Now, people at the top that actually set these prices, they're not running out of money. The money doesn't go up there and disappear because inflation went up. No, that money is going somewhere. There are people getting rich off of the rise. And I know some people are, economics majors or whatever, and they can talk about, well, that's how a capitalist society works. You have to have a constant rate of inflation or the entire economy will collapse, and you go into recessions and impressions and things, or depressions.
Like remember when we were kids, they would put out, say, hey, you have the higher class, the higher class, middle class, and the lower class.
Yeah.
There's literally becoming no middle class.
No middle class.
You're either
Yeah.
high class, middle high class, low class, or lower class. There's
almost,
no margin in the middle, dude. I mean,
we can't afford to be, because the jobs aren't paying that much more. Like the people in the middle do manual labor. A lot of them do manual labor. And even if you do work at a desk in a cubicle or whatever, they're not paying that much more to equal the rate of what everything is costing nowadays.
Yes.
And it kind of points back to the politicians and the lobbyists. And think about healthcare. Let's talk about healthcare for a second. If you're lucky enough that your company offers a good health care plan, then God bless you, I guess, because you're all set, I guess. But a lot of us out here that don't get health care through their company, you have to go to this marketplace that the government set up, right? And they're telling you these are great rates. They're cheaper than they've ever been. If you want to go see the doctor, because we're all addicted to doctors and we have to run to them every few weeks or so, you have to buy this plan that we're offering. I've tried that. I bought one of those plans, and it was a
scam.
It was almost a whole paycheck. Not quite, but my paycheck after taxes, it was a giant chunk of one single paycheck, right? So I pay that, and then I go to the doctor, and they tell me, you still have to pay us. And I'm like, but I have insurance. And they're like, no, you still have to pay us. Your insurance is going to cover like 20% because we're in their system. If you weren't in their system, then they're not going to cover any of it because you haven't hit your $8,000 deductible. And once you hit that $8,000 deductible,
you still have to pay them.
you get $8,000 of coverage. If you go over that, you're screwed. If you're under that, you're screwed. People can't afford health care because of the way this market is rigged in their favor.
Listen,
and the pharmaceutical companies are making
that's the
billions
thing,
off of it.
Bro, you want me to tell you what's so crazy? I was watching the fights, and like through the commercials, that come on there with like if do you have a rash on your, well, try this new rash cream, it'll last. And or
they've got us all addicted,
bro,
to
it's
medicine.
like I saw another one where it's like, they'll be like, are you feeling down, and then the commercial they'll be walking, well, try this, ask your doctor if this is for, bro, I understand advertising a new pair of shoes. I understand advertising a new food product. You're advertising a drug.
Yeah.
Did you know that there's only 2 places on the world that is legal to show advertising for drugs? It's America and New Zealand.
Yeah.
Those are the
I believe it.
We're advertising drugs, bro.
Yeah.
Big Pharma is so crazy, dude. And with Oliver Anthony, it's like he spoke so much to everything we're talking about right now. Like, people in other countries, if you're sick, you go to your doctor's gonna be like, but what I'm saying is, I know people overseas that, need pain medication, but it's so hard to get it.
Or any medication.
Yeah, it's so hard to get it because they don't want you to become, basically what I'm saying, it's more money. The government, the higher ups, whoever you want to call it, because the government's such an umbrella term. I mean, the postal service is the government.
Yeah, of course.
But it's, if you go to your doctor, I can speak here, and no, I guess you could say all this over the world. It's more like, who Dr. Fauci is?
Yeah.
The herbalist that was like, it's more money in treating.
Yeah, well, that's a big problem, is that
if I cure you,
the industry is not designed for cures.
Right.
It's designed for treatment.
If I cure you, you're no longer a customer.
Exactly. That's the capitalist medicine that we live under. And other countries, they don't have to deal with that. They don't have to, because, and people can say what they want about, well, if you go to the doctor in those places, you're going to be on this long waiting list. I've talked to people. There's some countries that have figured it out. Yeah. It's not every country where you just have to go on this waiting list to get your ointment for your butthole or whatever. Like, no.
What the hell? Okay.
But
you need to tell us something?
Huh?
Do you need to tell us something?
No. I might need it for. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, all right.
But like, some countries have it figured out. I mean, I've talked to people in these countries, thanks to the wonders of the internet these days. You can actually talk to these people and make up your own mind, rather than listening to what the government's going to tell you about what it would be like under socialized medicine. It doesn't have to be socialized. It doesn't have to be communistic. We can actually work out a plan that helps the people who are actually working to push this country forward. And that's it. The people that are working. Now, if you decide not to work, you decide to do absolutely nothing, they'll take care of you.
That's what
you get absolutely
he
free.
said that in
you
the
don't
song.
even have to pay a copay.
Dude, that's that.
If you decide that you don't want to do anything but watch TV and eat Cheetos, they will pay for everything for you.
He said that.
But while we're breaking our back, literally breaking our backs,
I gotta go to the doctor because I broke my back.
Exactly, spinal.
Because I've been working. Spinal.
Spinal, man, it's spinal. But yes, if you do that, you go to work, you break your back for this country. They do nothing for you.
Listen, I mean, the fact that one song can make this is how we talk off camera. Yeah. And we were debating, like, dude, do we really bring? And it's like, wait, let's just do it, man. Yeah. I mean, this song was so dope. It's like, you know what? Let's just speak how we normally this is how we are normally. So we want to show that. But as far as you talking about that, we're talking all this. Oh, well, we break our backs to go get, but meanwhile, you can sit down and eat Cheetos and get it done for free. He said that in this song. He said you can get obese and live off of welfare.
I know people who are actually doing that. Bro, in my family that do that.
Bro, there are kids that do not work. You know how we were trying, like, I know people trying to hire people, right? Mm-hmm. And it's impossible. Like, these kids, I don't want to speak for all kids, but for some reason, it's hard for people to find good work, good employees. It's like the government's taking care of you, so why would I work?
Exactly.
Why would I?
Why would I? Yeah, it's almost like they're setting the example that if you really want to be taken care of, you want to have it like the other countries have it, just do absolutely nothing.
Well, then why aren't we doing absolutely nothing?
We're not built like that. It's a shame. Because don't you think you should be helping the people who are actually moving the country forward?
It's like
those people should be taken care of. And I'm not against poor people who can't work. If you can't work, then yes, we'll take care of you.
Absolutely,
like, absolutely.
That's part of it.
I'll help you out. Like, come to me, I'll help you out. If you legitimately can't work,
your email finna be lit. You saying that, bro? Be careful.
Now remember, I am broke.
We broke.
I live in America too. I'm broke. But I'm saying, like, I have no problem helping out people who can't help themselves.
I'm the same way.
And I don't think Oliver Anthony is saying that either.
No, and he also said in the song, dude, you want me to tell you what I think one of the hardest lines is? Mm-hmm. I wish politicians would look out for minors.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of minors on an island somewhere.
Now, you can choose your left or your right and stand staunchly on that and say that, he's making fun of my people or just making fun of the other side. There were both sides visiting that island.
Bro. That is a bar.
Yeah.
I mean, God, dude, we literally say we could make this a fight. We could sit here and talk about this all day.
We could do this all.
But
we could have wrote out a whole outline.
Hell no, we ain't gotta write nothing. Let's just go. I want to keep going because sometimes here's my thing when I get excited. Sometimes my mouth moves fast. No, my brain thinks faster than my mouth. So I'll say things and it's like, all right, my brain's trying to get it out, but I also want to say this and it's
you're
weird.
on to the next point before you finish saying the
Yeah,
first one.
but bro, like. We talk about the healthcare. We talk about, I mean, God, dude, we got to be kind of careful what we say here. But there were higher ups that visited this island that, I mean, literally high ups, very high ups that visited these islands. And it's like, we can talk about the healthcare. We can talk about the islands. We can talk about the welfare. We can talk about all the, helping the homeless people. But bottom line is, what do you do? There is literally nothing we can do. What do we do, Smokey? How do we fix this problem?
Individually?
But
I mean, outside of a revolt.
But
you know how revolts end up. You'll be painted as being for the left or the right, and then one side wants to punish you while the other side praises you, and we've seen it on both sides.
Yes.
We've seen rebellions and revolts and protests and marches and on both sides. And where do we get? Absolutely nowhere.
So what do we do? How do we fix the inflation problem?
Well, we can't. And I think that's the point he was speaking to, is that we're just going to suffer until they decide to do something about it.
Why does it have to be that way though? Why doesn't our vote mean something? No. Absolutely not.
No. Well, think about this. And it's made me so happy to see that there are so many people outside of the left and the right, because the media wants you to believe that everybody falls on to one side or the other. But there's a lot of us out there who are not on either side.
Bro.
We're looking at it from the outside. But here's the problem. They teach you when you go to vote, like, oh, you could vote for a libertarian, you could vote for a Green Party, you could vote for anybody. You could write Joe Rogan in the ballot if you want.
Good luck.
They will basically tell you in their subliminal ways throughout the entire election process that these are the only two people that you have to choose from. Mm-hmm. And if you pick one of those other people, you are wasting your vote.
But here's my thing: is it doesn't matter who you pick. I think they're just a face. Like if this is your president or if this is our president, they're just a face.
People pulling
the
strings.
People above them, and then the people above them.
Well,
like is there anything we can do? Like, what do we do?
I mean, like I said, the rebellions have worked in the past.
But what do you mean by
revolutions?
What are you saying? When you say rebellion, what do you mean?
Well, think about it in the past when America wanted to break free from the taxation of England, right? Yeah. What did they do? They said, hey, we're not paying it anymore. Come see us if you got a problem. So what did they do? They came and saw us. And then they fought it out in the streets.
Well, in a modern day thing, you can't not pay taxes. If you don't pay taxes, you go to jail.
Yeah,
you go to federal prison, I think.
Yeah.
So, that's not going to work.
Said, individually, right now, there's not a lot we can do.
And you got to think about it. I was actually speaking to a friend about this. I'm like, and we were talking like, well, what do we do? Well, if everyone just said, okay, I'm not going to go to work, and just say, y'all run your own plants, I'm just going to stay at home. Okay. It has to be everyone involved. Like, everyone has to have that same, because if one person's like, well, I gotta drop my kid off at 4:00 and we're hungry. Yeah. You can't. And
it's like it reminds you of when you want to start a record label when you're a teenager.
Yeah.
You're like we're gonna do this. We're gonna be a music group. We're gonna have our own record label. Meet me at my house at 4:30.
Yeah.
you can tell that to 25 people.
And
maybe
you're
one person
determined.
will show up.
You're determined, and you might. And this is what me and Smokey are.
Exactly.
He's using the prime example. Yeah. That's what we are.
That's how it happens in the real world. Like people are on. They're all in for it. Like people who love going to war. There's a lot of people out there who are like, anytime they see something in the news where one of the other countries did us wrong, they're like, we got to go to war. We got to go show them, right? But once you say, all right, grab your gun and let's go.
Well, I gotta drop a little Timmy.
But,
your neck hurting too?
Yeah, I don't know about it. I mean, we can still beat them without me, right?
Yeah, y'all don't need me, but that's what I'm saying. It has to be a collective, and I just don't think we're built like that.
We're not designed.
Humans aren't built like that.
We weren't designed.
We're built to be tribes.
Well, we are pack animals.
Like, but pack. Like that's your group. That's my group.
Yeah, but the governing class have figured out that the best way to control people is to have them against each other, right? So you can always create the illusion of change by saying you pick this one side, and you guys, whatever you want, fight for that. Whatever you guys want, fight for that. And they keep meeting in the middle where it's like a dead heat. That's why you see elections. You always see elections it's like 51% and this guy wins.
Bro,
you never see like 90% wanted this person.
What it is this. It's, to me, I've always called that the Super Bowl for people who like it's a game. It's like, oh my, come on, 31%, we're at 32.
Gotta keep you interested,
bro.
Gotta keep you playing the game.
It's the media. Those who control images control the minds. Like, think of, man, to all our people in Hawaii, our hearts are to you guys.
Absolutely.
Our hearts are with you, and we are there. But we don't really know what's going on there. All we can go off of is what the media tells us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, dude, you want to go deep? You want to go deep?
Well, we are still on YouTube. Remember that,
right? Well, okay.
If they haven't already pulled this video by this point.
Hey, we're taking a risk on this one. And shout out to Oliver Anthem.
Yeah, if you guys are still here and watching this, this is risky because they want you. I mean, not saying YouTube themselves, but they have their own ideology.
Why can't we just speak?
Because we don't know specifically every single person that's at the head of YouTube what their ideology is.
Well, and also this is a platform that has its term of agreements, which we try to follow to the best of our ability, and we're going to continue to do that. But let's just remove that. Why do some people get looked down upon just by using their First Amendment? It's almost like our First Amendment is being taken away. Like, I can't say
we needed to make a song called Freedom of Speech.
Go check out our song. It's on the homepage called Freedom of Speech.
Yeah.
But where I was going with the Hawaii things, like, there's some weird things happening or images that we're seeing, but the media they tell you certain things, and that's all you believe. Like, for instance,
have to believe it or you get made fun of.
Okay, you just made you're absolutely right. Like, 1972, we land on the moon. They show up, and I'm not saying if we did or we didn't, but you saw that on TV. At the time was the media. Yeah. They didn't project or predict that, there's going to be a YouTube where you can dissect these videos. They thought you were going to watch this one time only.
And that's kind of what happened then.
What do you mean?
I mean, that's all they did. They watched it one time. They watched it on their TV.
And
they accepted the narrative of what happened.
Right. And now that we have advanced technologically, we're like, did that really?
And it's not saying that we believe every conspiracy out there, but there is a fact that conspiracies do happen.
Yeah, and there have been the Gulf of Tonkin. That's a real thing.
MK Ultra.
That was a real thing, but the media were pushing, man, dude.
Well, and the thing is even if you're agnostic about these things, if you're like, I don't know if I believe the official narrative. I don't really know if I believe that. They'll make fun of you for that. Mm-hmm. You need to accept, like, this is fact. If they told you over the news, if the government came out and made a statement and told you, you got to accept that as fact. Yeah. Or they'll just call you a crackpot.
They'll look at you crazy. Yeah. And dude, when COVID went around, when it first hit, bro, I remember there being videos before it actually hit hard in the U.S. I remember there was a video of like an Asian lady walking down the street with her groceries and she just passed out.
Oh yeah.
And they showed this on TV, and you mean to tell me there was a camera crew? And then when the lady fell out, there were 3 dudes that walked up in hazmat suits. So y'all were watching this random lady with a film crew, and you just so happened.
Kind of hard to believe that wasn't set up.
I mean, bro, let's use.
Because I don't recall anyone getting COVID and being like, I got COVID. I got like 10 minutes to live
and just die. But I vividly remember that. And okay, not
happening.
only you've heard the saying, "Fool me once, shame on me," or you fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, when it first, yes, I know COVID was a real thing, and it was.
Yeah, I've had it 3 times.
I've had it, I think, 4 times, and I think I gave it to him one time, and he gave it to me one time.
Yeah, but still haven't recovered from it.
Still haven't.
Full disclosure, I have not recovered from it.
It's made me like spicy food now and sparkling water for some reason.
It does change it a lot, huh?
But no, what I'm saying is, okay, so you can't go outside. You're gonna you can't go to work if you don't get that first one, right? Mm-hmm. And then fool me once. Okay, cool. Maybe it did. Then, well, you got to get a second one. Okay, cool. Shame on me. Fool me once. shame on you.
And then you can still get it.
And then, you know what? The reason that one's not working is because that people
gotta have
around
a
you are
booster.
getting it. Now you got to get a third one.
Yeah.
There's not a fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. What's the fool me 3 times? What's that one? Like, god dang.
Fool me 15 times because I got some of those shots.
Yeah.
And I still got the COVID
and
again.
I'm not downplaying that at all.
Yeah, and I'm not even saying that they were doing it intentionally as some big conspiracy to implant microchips in you or whatever.
Hell, I ain't say nothing about that. But.
Yeah, well, some people are.
Really?
But, yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of people believe that these days. That
well, I heard
if you took that thing, you're eventually going to, I don't know, explode while walking down the street one day. Whenever they decide that it's time for the apocalypse and we need to get rid of however many people that need to be taken care of, that, you know, that they'll just flick the switch and all the people who got the shot are going down.
And
I don't know about that, but I do know there is a fact that a lot of doctors are saying, a lot of scientists are also saying that you could have gotten the long COVID sickness without ever actually contacting COVID, just getting it from the vaccine.
Yeah. I mean, man.
So not only did I get COVID 3 times, I got the vaccine twice.
Yeah, and I know someone personally.
And I still haven't recovered if I didn't mention that earlier.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, bro. I mean, I want to talk like I'm talking to you, but I know we got people watching right now. But it's like, why? But it like you said it best. If you go against the narrative of what the media is pushing, you're looked at as crazy.
Yes.
You know,
exactly.
And why? I just don't know, man. Oliver, dude, listen.
Oliver Anthony kind of opened up the doors to where we, the people who are not on the right or left, can actually speak up now.
All right.
And it's really comforting to see that there's a lot of people like us that are out there.
Yes.
Because the media would have had you believe before this incident of this song that you were either on the right or the left, and there is no in between. Like they want you to believe that.
I mean,
when it's just not true.
It's just not true, bro.
Most of us are not firmly on the right or the left.
Some people just I listen. I know. Me and Smokey, I would say we think we think the same politically, and I'd say we think the same religiously. Mm-hmm. Would you agree?
Yeah,
I would say we do.
Agnosticism.
Yes, but now at the same time, it's like when you have, dude, and Tupac said something dope too. And again, Tupac out of here. He said there are people. Okay, let's just take one person example. Let's take Elon Musk. What do you think Elon Musk is worth? No, you know what?
Billions?
Not Elon Musk, because he's from South Africa, right?
Yeah.
Let's take an American. Let's say Mark
Jeff
Zuckerberg.
Bezos.
Okay, pick one.
Yeah.
How much you think Zuckerberg's worth?
He's in the billions, right?
All right, so let's say 50. Let's say 200 billion, right? Okay.
I don't know if it's that much.
Okay, let's say 50 billion.
That's like entire countries' net worth.
That's what Tupac was saying. Okay, let's say 50. I'm not going to Google his net worth. But Tupac was saying there's no point of. He said there are people out here that don't have a place to sleep. People who can't get a 10-piece chicken McNugget. Meanwhile, there's one person that has billions.
Yes.
And can't like
billions.
So why is there people
money that your great grandkids wouldn't be able to spend? They
can't spend it. It's not possible.
Yeah.
So why are we having people that live on the streets?
I don't know. And there's people out there who have absolutely nothing that will still fight for those people's right to have billions and billions of dollars.
I mean, here's my thing. Because I like to speak things to existence. When we become millionaires, when the trash talkers out there, when y'all become rich, whether it be through finances or health, love, whatever.
Or just comfortable, man.
But my thing is this: when it gets to that, I guarantee you, we worked for it. And I'm not saying those other people didn't,
exactly.
But the people, like you were saying, that are sitting there getting paid for nothing, and that's cool if you can't work. But like when you work hard to attain something and you finally get it, it just hits different. Mm-hmm. You work for it, man. You know.
And addictions aside, our homeless population is growing exponentially. Also, there's homeless camps being popped up everywhere, and a lot of people will point to the government facilitating things like that, especially in like San Francisco and Seattle and whatnot. But there are a big portion of these homeless people who wish they had the job to take care of themselves, and some of them actually do. Some people are working and still living in their cars because they can't get the government assistance. But if you can sign up for Section 8 housing and decide to do absolutely nothing with your life, even though you are capable of working, they'll still take care of you.
Man, Listen, just to give y'all some inside information. My parents are moving to Mexico. They've been planning this for what? How long? About a year and a half, 2 years now.
Good bit.
They got a house that's being built in Mexico, and this is the prime reason why. They're like, this is. If you take $100 to Mexico, you're good.
Yeah,
you're good.
Yeah,
I mean,
and if you need to go to the doctor, you just go to the doctor.
Just go to the doctor.
They don't even send you a bill.
If you know the medication you need, just go to the pharmacy. It's not. It's right there.
What's like $3,000 here is like $5.
And it's right there. You don't need a doctor's prescription.
And people do bring up as far as healthcare, people bring up the argument but all the best doctors are here in America.
But usually they're foreigners, though.
That's true. Yeah, that's it. That's true because they come here because they can make all that money. Whereas they're not going to make it under government health care. So there needs to be some kind of limitation, right? Some kind of cap set on there and some kind of safety net for the people who are actually breaking their bodies to move the country forward. I think that's the summation of this.
Whew.
That's something I've been wanting to get out on camera for years.
For real, dude.
And Oliver Anthony said something in like 2.5 minutes that I've been trying to tell people for 20 years.
Man, I mean, yes, we're going to get into, what the Florida here in a minute, man. But I swear, y'all, we could literally sit here and continue to do this. But I just want to know, is there a solution? Is there a solution?
Oh, yeah.
I know you've mentioned revolt.
Yeah, well, that's the way it's always been handled in the past. I don't know if
that's the smartest. But did it work in the past?
In some cases, yes. I mean, but a lot of people lost their lives doing it. I don't know. I'm not smart enough to figure out the final. Well, I don't even want to say the final solution. That's kind of.
It's just
kind of decisive. I mean, divisive there.
It's like you wake up, work, go to sleep. Wake up, work, go to sleep. Pay taxes, die.
Yeah.
That's your life.
Yeah, and that's not fun.
I mean,
that's a boring life.
And to the people out there who don't have to do that, salute to you. I hope you worked out there, and the trash talkers and me and Smokey will get there one day eventually. But man, isn't that a phrase? Life is you pay taxes and then you die.
Yeah,
I think that's a phrase that comes out.
Yeah, some people break their backs and some people break the bank.
Facts, man. Like I said, people who speak out like this, the Oliver Anthony, I hope this guy sticks around. Please keep doing what you're doing, Oliver Anthony, because you have touched a group of people.
Once again, I want to say it. We're not bashing anyone who chooses one of those sides, because it's hard not to listen to someone telling you how to believe your entire life and not believe it.
Right.
But there is a lot of us who have chosen not to accept those ideals.
Yeah, and I think everyone, the trash talkers watching this right now, I'm sure they know. They know.
I don't care who you vote for. I still love you anyway.
We love you regardless. That's our thing. We don't care. You're a human. We are all the same. We still love you. Yeah. But I'm gonna say this. If me and Smokey somehow just magically disappear, it's because of this one.
Yeah.
God dang, I'm probably wearing the right shirt for this situation right now. Man.
At least Oliver Anthony has made it a little easier for people like us to say something about it.
100%, man. All right, you want to do some WTF? I'll throw you some birthdays and you look it up.
Birthdays. Let's see what we got on these specific dates.
All right, so we'll knock out. We got 3 of them. Let me know when you're ready.
All
right, so we'll do from last podcast. Again, guys, if y'all don't know, tell them how it works.
So we used to do the 2 headlines, and I tried to get you to guess, but we found this fun little thing, thanks to Linda Coy recently, that you can put in any date ever, any date, one of the 365 or 366 dates on your calendar, and there will be a fun Florida man story for your birthday, if you will.
So leave your birthdays down in the comments, and we'll select 3 to read.
I'll tell you what happened on your birthday.
So Char Canuck 4886, shout out Char Canuck. Birthday is October 14th. Let's see what happened in Florida on October 14th. Let's see what we got.
All right, October 14th. Florida man arrested for pleasuring himself with an ice pick.
Oh no!
In front of his first responders.
Oh God, I can't even think about that. What are you doing? All right, next birthday, please. All right, let's do next birthday. All right, so next birthday. We got Let's see. All right, so shout out Paul Haney. We're gonna go with Paul Haney and his January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Okay, 9/28. So September 28th.
All right.
September 28th, Paul Haney. Let's see what happened in Florida on your birthday.
All right. Florida man arrested after police say he assaulted. Oh, let me open it up because that's a long headline.
This is crazy. You could put any birthday.
Yeah. Florida man arrested after police say he assaulted girlfriend after she tried to throw away his pizza.
My God.
It's got a fun little mugshot with it.
Oh, man. He looks like he'd be mad if he threw away his pizza.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, pizza burger there. Oh, you want one more here?
That came from September 28th of 2020, by the way.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, so one we mentioned earlier, the top three comments from last podcast is Kim's Walensky, 9919. Shout out to Kim's Walensky. Her birthday is 10/31, October 31. My mom's actually 10/6. I don't know if you can see that, but
all right, that's Halloween.
Damn, that is Halloween.
Oh, you know there's gonna be something.
Oh,
epic
it's
for this.
gonna be something crazy on Halloween.
And the headline
that
says,
is Halloween.
"Wow, what a mugshot!"
Holy
Jesus.
crap!
Florida man takes epic mugshot after driving naked near school with wires attached to his genitalia.
What is it with Florida and genitalia?
There's some masochists down there, huh?
Dude.
I mean, I'm sure there's masochists everywhere, so.
I just want to say, we were talking about the pharmaceutical things, and I just saw an ad on Smokey's phone where they were trying to give you some...
Yeah, because we talked about it. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah.
They want to know what you think, know what you do. They don't think you notice, but I know that you do.
Because your dollar ain't shit.
Yes.
Man. Oh, this is a good one.
And it's taxed to no end. Yep.
But it is.
Yeah, y'all go check out Oliver Anthony's explanation of that song because it was beautiful. I almost shed a tear. I wanted to give him a high five. I wanted to give this man a hug.
Yeah,
and
man.
I don't hug people, but I wanted to because
for Smokey to say that's a big...
He sounds like he has his mind in the right place.
Yeah, man. Oliver Anthony, keep doing what you're doing. You've inspired not only us two, but I'm sure you've inspired many, many people around the world.
Absolutely.
100%. Guys, thank y'all for hanging out with us today on this episode of the Trash Talkers Podcast. Don't forget to leave your birthdays down in the comment section so we can read the top three or pick out three from the comments and see what happened in Florida on your birthday. And you got anything else, Smoke?
I think that's it for this week.
That's it, guys. Thank y'all for hanging out. Tune in to us next week. And with that being said, my name's Berenger Hollywood 6. Bye.
I am Larry Smokey Ramirez.
And we are.
Bye-bye.
And
out. Deuces. Yeah.